Sold for $1. That was the moment everything changed. I remember the gavel hitting like thunder, and the silence that followed, like even the wind in Tilden County held its breath. Nobody clapped. Nobody cheered. They just stared at me like I'd bought a ticket straight to hell. Some crossed their arms. Others smirked behind fake smiles, but not a single person congratulated me. I didn't care. I adjusted my old canvas cap and reached down for my daughter's hand. Ivy, just 9 years old, was gripping the strap of her backpack so tight her knuckles were white. Her hoodie was pulled up over her head. She didn't like noise, didn't like crowds, and that gavel had nearly sent her into a panic. But she didn't run, just stood there counting under her breath like she always did when the world got too loud. Sevens. Always sevens. Why'd nobody else want it? She asked without looking up. I didn't answer. Not yet. I signed the deed. The clerk wouldn't meet my eyes. Folks around here called the place haunted, cursed, said bad things stuck to the land like rot under the floorboards. Because people around here only like things that already look good, I finally said. She glanced up. But you don't. I smiled. Nah, I like things that can become good. That got me a little side glance, the kind she gave when she was almost impressed. The cabin was 12 acres of overgrowth and mystery. Nobody had touched it in 18 years. No kids snuck in. No teens threw parties. It just sat there, sagging and silent, like it was waiting for someone too stubborn to be scared. And apparently, that was me. But just as we were pulling out of the lot in my old Ford, a sleek black sedan cut us off. Out stepped a woman in a tailored gray coat and heels that didn't belong in a town like ours. She hadn't been at the auction, but she sure showed up fast. She walked straight up to my window like she owned the place. "You're Carter Lowe," she said. I stared at her. Depends who's asking. "Ava Quinn. I represent a development firm looking to invest in this region." She didn't blink, didn't flinch, just slid a manila envelope through the window. "I'll give you $200,000 for the property. Today. Wire transfer." I looked at her. Then the envelope, then back at her. "You didn't bid. Why now?" Her smile was tight. "Because some things are better purchased quietly." That was the moment I knew this wasn't about real estate. This was about something else. I handed her back the envelope. "I haven't even seen the inside yet." She leaned in, voice lower. "You really don't want to." Then she turned, got back in her car, and disappeared. Ivy, still curled in the passenger seat, whispered, "I don't like her." "Yeah," I said, watching the taillights fade. "She's not like most people." We got to the cabin just before dusk. Ivy was the first to step inside. She froze. "Daddy, it's humming. There's no power out here, baby." "I know, but it's humming like music with no sound, right under the floor." I knelt beside her, pressed my palm flat against the boards. I didn't hear anything, but I felt it. The wood was smoother, newer, like a scar. It was sealed tight. No hinges, no screws. Whoever put it there wanted it to stay closed. I went to the truck, grabbed the crowbar. Ivy sat on the porch with her headphones and sketchbook. And then just as I started to pry it open, the black sedan returned. This time, Ava wasn't wearing heels. She had boots on, her hair tied back, her face serious. "You haven't opened it yet," she said. "Should I be worried?" She didn't answer, just handed me a small leather-bound journal. "This was my uncle's," she said. "He was the last person to live here. He disappeared 17 years ago. What do you think happened to him?" She didn't blink. "I think he found something, and someone made sure he couldn't speak about it." We opened the floor that night. Ivy said it stopped humming the second we lifted the first board. Beneath was a vault, no mistaking it. Inside, deeds, maps, bank records, all tracing back to fake land sales, bribes, and one name that showed up everywhere. Judge Sterling. A man so clean he practically sparkled on TV. And right beside him in a photograph, Sheriff Clay Boone. I felt the blood drain from my face. They'd built their entire careers off fraud, off stolen homes, off this town's silence. And now I was holding the matchbook. Ava told me the rest. Her uncle tried to blow the whistle. The night before he vanished, he told her, "If anything ever happens, the floor remembers." The next morning, Mara, the old shopkeeper, came by with canned goods. She saw the open floor and whispered, "Lord help us all." She knew. She'd known for years and stayed quiet out of fear, but not anymore. We decided to go public. Ava had a contact, Fallon Rivera, an investigative journalist. Burned every bridge in the industry, but still swinging. We filmed everything, blurred faces, changed voices, layered the documents across 3 secure streams. As we went live, Fallon whispered, "We've got over 60,000 viewers." Then came the knock. Clay Boone, badge gleaming, gun in holster. "I thought I heard my name on the radio," he said with a crooked grin. Aurora stepped forward. "We're live, Sheriff. Every word, every threat, people are listening." But it wasn't her voice that stopped him. It was Ivy. She stepped out from behind the curtain holding a tiny recorder. She hit play. His voice filled the room. "If Hartley talks, he disappears. Simple math." Clay froze. Fallon raised her phone. "You make a move and this goes global." He left. No words, no backup, just a quiet retreat into the trees. 3 weeks later, Judge Sterling was in cuffs. The town didn't cheer, but they didn't look away either. And the cabin. The cabin became something else. We rebuilt the floor not to hide, but to honor what had been beneath it. Aurora stayed, opened a legal aid foundation. We taught workshops in that cabin, me with my calloused hands, her with her iron will, and Ivy. Ivy with her crayons and beads and sixth sense for what truth feels like. One day she taped a drawing to the wall. It was a map, not of escape routes, but of hope. She pointed to the center. "That's the place where the floor feels warm now." Aurora and I stood beside her, not saying a word, because we didn't need to. That cabin didn't hum anymore. It breathed. And in a town that had forgotten how to speak the truth, a little girl reminded them with beads and silence, and a voice that refused to be buried. Now you tell me, would you have opened the floor? Have you ever seen power hide behind kindness, or truth buried so deep it took a child to feel it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the world needs your voice too. And if this story hit home, like, subscribe, and share it. Let's make sure no one's silence gets mistaken for safety ever again. Until next time, stay brave, stay loud, and remember, even the quiet ones carry thunder.